Hey everybody, this is Tom with The Board Gamer. Let's take a trip back to Scotland in the 1920s. A group of mediums have been gathered to solve a 30-year-old murder at the Warwick Mansion. On this night of Samhain, where the veil between the living and the dead is at its weakest, the veil only remains weakened for 7 hours. The ghost must communicate their vague memories of their murder to the mediums, in which to decipher and solve in Mysterium.
Mysterium is a 2 to 7 player game for ages 10 and up, with a gameplay length of 40 to 60 minutes, produced by Libelud. The basic overview for Mysterium has one player acting as the ghost. They distribute clue cards to the other players, working together as mediums to solve the mystery of how that ghost died. Do so before time runs out, or be haunted by the ghost until next year. Game setup begins by deciding who will play as the ghost, as well as the difficulty level. Once the ghost is chosen, each psychic will receive an intuition token and matching character sleeves. In this example, we will have a 5-player game at medium difficulty. So the psychics will also receive clairvoyancy tokens numbered from 1 to 4, as well as matching clairvoyancy level marker. Shuffle the character, location, and object decks separately. And for this 5-player game at medium difficulty, draw 7 of each. Once drawn, place all remaining cards back in the box. Start with the character cards and place them above the character progress board. Above those cards, place the location progress board, and then place the drawn location cards. Above the location cards, place the object progress board, and above that, the object cards. And finally, we place the epilogue board with the clairvoyancy track at the top. With psychic cards all set up, all psychics place their intuition tokens on the character progress board and their clairvoyancy level markers on 0 of the clairvoyancy track. A player may be chosen to manage the clock, which is the round indicator, and/or the hourglass timer. Now with the psychics all set up, let's move on to the ghost setup. The ghost will first collect their game screen and place it facing away from all other players so only they can see. They will also take the crow markers, ghost tokens, culprit tokens, and the vision deck, and place them behind the screen so only they may see. The ghost will then take all the characters, locations, and object ghost cards that match what has been laid on the table. To make it easier, all cards have a number on the back to make identifying the matching cards simpler. Once the ghost has all the cards, place the remaining cards back in the box. The ghost will then take each type of card and randomly put one in each sleeve corresponding to the type for each player. With setup complete, the ghost will shuffle the vision deck and draw 7 cards. With the 7 cards drawn, the first phase of the game begins. The ghost will look over the cards and try to find cards that they think will help best describe which suspect each player is looking for. Once decided, hand the card face down to the player, and if you would like a reminder, you may push the matching ghost token for that player against the screen to keep track of who already has a card. If, at any time, the ghost decides the cards they have drawn are not helpful, they may use a crow to discard any number of vision cards and draw back up to the same amount. Beware though, depending on the game's difficulty, you may be limited on the number of crows you may use. Continue until all players have received a card from the ghost. Once that occurs, all players will reveal their cards and flip the hourglass. The players have 2 minutes to work together to try and interpret their cards and make decisions by placing their intuition tokens on a card that they believe to be part of their scenario. Other players may use their clairvoyancy tokens and decide whether they agree or disagree with someone's interpretation. If they are correct in their assessment of the other player's decision, they will move up on the clairvoyancy track. Be aware that all tokens used will be discarded until the 4th round, where they will be returned and then be able to be used once again. Once the timer runs out, it's time for the Spectral manifestation phase. During this phase, the ghost will take an intuition token and determine if the player was correct by placing their token on the next progress board, or wrong by placing it on the previous progress board. Either way, if clairvoyancy tokens were played on those players, they will either receive 1 clairvoyancy point on the clairvoyancy track or none. All clairvoyancy tokens placed on that player's token are discarded to the clock. Continue this action for all players. If the player was correct and they move up to the next progress board, they will take the psychic card and place it in their character sleeve. All vision cards are then discarded, and the clock advances 1 hour, and the ghost draws 7 new vision cards. This marks the beginning of a new round. Play continues, as in previous rounds, until all 7 rounds have passed, or all players have collected all 3 of their psychic cards for their scenario. Please note this is a cooperative game, so even if a player has collected their 3 psychic cards, it is best to help others collect theirs in order to beat the game. Once all players have their 3 psychic cards for their scenario, it's time to reveal the culprit. Distribute the ghost tokens number side up to each player, and have them display their scenarios from their sleeves. This provides a lineup. Make sure all players have all their clairvoyancy tokens. The numbers on them will be what they use to vote on the culprit. The ghost will secretly choose which scenario is the culprit, and place the culprit token with the matching number question mark side up on the epilogue board. Finally, a shared vision will occur. The ghost will choose 3 cards from their hand and place them one at a time. After the first card is played, any players within the 1 card level of the clairvoyancy track must secretly put forward their vote. Once done, do the same for the 2 card levels, and finally the 3 card levels. All votes are then revealed, and the culprit with the most votes is who the group puts forward. The ghost then flips the culprit token. If they match, the players win and puts the ghost's soul to rest. If they do not, the players lose, and the ghost must wait till next time to be put to rest. And that's how you play Mysterium. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and ring the bell to get notified about new videos. If you're bored now, click this for more games.